solid. Emedia mo.
PASUK holds sports, literary, and musical competitions annually and participated by its members. Whereas among the brilliant candidates, Dr. Nelson P. Cabral, President of the Zamboanga City State Polytechnic College, was elected as Vice President for Mindanao of the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges. Whereas his vast experience, ingenuity, and innovativeness will greatly contribute in the development of mechanisms that are geared towards the attainment of quality education, not only in the city of Zamboanga, but also in the entire Mindanao region. Whereas Dr. Nelson P. Cabral, at the helm of the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges, every state university and college will have an opportunity to level up for quality assurance towards academic excellence and be on par with its counterpart in the private higher educational institutions. Whereas his strong leadership, skills, untiring efforts, and selfless sacrifices for the good and welfare of the Zamboanga City State Polytechnic College, its teachers and students are truly outstanding and remarkable, thus paving the way for his appointment as Vice President for Mindanao of the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges, a feat deserving of this august body's admiration. Whereas his achievement is an inspiration to his fellow Zamboangueños, and as such, the city is assured of a continuous development and improvement in the delivery of quality education that will redound to the benefit of the students and teachers alike. Now, therefore, on motion by Honorable Rogelio Valesco Jr., co-sponsored by Honorable Members Vincent Paul Elago and Lilibet Nuño, jointly and severally seconded by all members present, it was resolved, as is hereby resolved, that the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Zamboanga hereby commends and congratulates Dr. Nelson P. Cabral, President of the Zamboanga City State Polytechnic College, for having been elected as Vice President for Mindanao of the Philippine Association of State Universities and Colleges, thus worthy of the praise and acclamation, furnishing a copy of this resolution to the City Mayor for information. Carried unanimously. Hereby certified for the correctness of this resolution, Attorney Kenneth Vincent P. Beldua, Secretary of the Sangguniang Panlungsod, as attested by Attorney Romel S. Agan, Presiding Officer and Vice Mayor of Zamboanga City.
May we request Dr. Nelson Cabral to join us here in front, together with the members of the Sanggunian.
Claro, ma'am, na mesa na.
Okay.
Again and again.
Congratulations, Dr. Nelson Cabral. May we request a few words from Dr. Nelson?
My respect to the honorable member of the City Council, the presiding chair, Vice Mayor Romel Agan, and of course, the Majority Leader, Honorable John Dalipe. Actually, this commendation that I'm receiving today is the fourth time that the City Council recognized the effort and hard work of the Zamboanga City State Polytechnic College. Whatever accomplishment the institution, it goes also the accomplishment of the city government of Zamboanga City. So with this commendation, I really admire very much and thank you so much. And I have lang another one correction of the commendation. There are 112 souks, no? And in Mindanao, there are 32 souks. And then the PASOK is comprising of 3 vice president, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and 1 national president who is the president of the Batangas State University, Dr. Tirso Ruquillo. And aside from that, the Mindanao Souks is having also a separate organization, which is the Mindanao Association of State Tertiary School in Mindanao, which is also your working president is also the president. So with this, no, I was really thankful also to all the president in Mindanao of giving their trust and confidence to me with regards to this position. So with this, to the honorable member of the City Council, to Vice Mayor Agan, thank you so much for this commendation that you are giving to me and to the institution. Buenos dias a todos and God bless us all.
Thank you, Dr. Cabral. Again, congratulations on your election as Vice President for Mindanao of PASOK.
Congratulations, Doc Nelson.
Next item, floor leader.
Item G, reading approval on first reading and referral. G1, proposed ordinance number 2020-92 entitled An Ordinance Authorizing the Annual Budget of the City Government of Zamboanga for fiscal year 2021 in a total amount of 4,380,643,727 pesos, covering the various expenditures for the operation of the City Government of Zamboanga for fiscal year 2021 and appropriating the necessary funds for the purpose, authored by Honorable Crisanto de la Cruz. May we recognize Member de la Cruz?
Member de la Cruz is recognized.
I move for the approval of this for first reading. I hope that we be able to immediately calendar committee hearings for the budget hearing.
There is a motion to approve on first reading. Any second?
Second.
Members Pareja, Tilano, Perez, Dalipe, Vincent Paul Elago, Villaflores, Alavar, Nun,
Second, Hanapi.
Hanapi, Gingona,
Olaso.
Olaso. Any objection?
Umaga.
Umaga also seconding. Any objection?
Nuño.
Yes, Nuño. Any objection? That hears none, the same is hereby approved on first reading.
I hope that everybody would cooperate, our division heads, and I hope that this time our city engineers would attend our meeting so that we be able to resolve problems affecting the city. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Refer to the committee, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, refer to the Committee on Appropriation and Ordinances.
G2, proposed ordinance number 2020-93 entitled An Ordinance Providing the Plantilla of Personnel of the City Government of Zamboanga for the calendar year January 1, 2021 to December 31, 2021. Authored by Honorable Crisanto de la Cruz. I move for its approval, Mr. Chairman.
Seconding, members Valesco, Perez, Vincent Polilago, Tilano, Pareja, Villa Flores,
Olaso.
Olaso,
Hanapi.
Gingona, Hanapi, Omaga, Nuño. Any objection? The chair hears none. The same is hereby approved on first reading.
Refer to the Committee on Ordinances and Appropriation.
Referred to the several committees.
Item H, Committee Reports. H1, Committee on Urban Poor, People's Organizations, and NGOs per meeting held on October 5, 2020 regarding requests for accreditation of Verde Zamboanga Incorporated. May we recognize Member Olaso?
Member Olaso is recognized.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, fellow councilors. Buenos dias con ustedes todo. Sa report on Committee on Urban Poor, a report for the public hearing of the Committee on Urban Poor, People's Organization, and NGOs of the Sangguniang Panlunsod of Zamboanga City held at the Session Hall on October 5, 2020. Present during that time, Councilor Kimer Olaso, Albert Bongatilano, and Algian R. Elding, member. Also present, Councilor Tungku Hanapi, Arturo B. Cabidong Jr. from Office of the City Legal Office, Ms. Adriana Flores, EMB Region 9, Ate Rona Chua Santos, Ate Honrado Go, City Admin, Dr. Grace Bollos, President of Verde Zamboanga, and Jerry Polisco of OCNR, and Mr. Eduardo Vilquera Jr., OCNR as well. Honorable Kimet Tulaso, Chairman of the Committee of Urban Poor and People's Organization and NGO of this August body, conducted a public hearing at 0945 in the morning pursuant to SP Resolution number 1115 dated on August 15, 2020, referring to the said committee. The letter dated August 7, 2020 of Dr. Grace J. Rebollos, President of Verde Zamboanga Inc., with the office address at Zamboanga Peace and Development Resource Center, Macron, Compound, Suterville, San Jose, Gusu, the city is seeking for the accreditation of their association as duly accredited non-governmental organization, along with administrative requirements in support of their application. The chair requested the invited guests present to feel free to give their comments on the application. Ate Rona Chua Santos of the Secretary of Exchange Commission. The city is informed that the office body that the application of Verde Zamboanga Inc. is already registered in their office. However, she maintained there are some requirements that the applicant failed to comply. Nonetheless, such failure shall only be subjected to penalties because accordingly, a non-stock operation is required to file a general information sheet and financial statement with the said office at the onset record. The applicant only filed their GIS for the year 2019 and 2020 respectively, but failed to file to the same for the year 2018 in the same manner. They also failed their FS for the year 2017 and 2018. Dr. Grace Bollos, President of the Verde Zamboanga Inc., explained to the August body that they have no operation since 2017. Because of time, they do not have the personnel to man the operations of their office, where they're conducting the activity. Then through a voluntary basis, it was only in 2018 and 2019 when their corporation became active. However, she committed to the August body that they will be submitted the GIS and FS as early as possible. The guest present via Zoom manifested that they interposed no objection of the application of Verde Zamboanga Inc. for accreditation. After hearing the comments of the invited guests present, and after having pursued the documents and found that all requirements were complied by the applicant, Honorable Algian R. Edding moved and recommended for the approval of the application of Verde Zamboanga Inc. for the accreditation subject to the submission of the General Information Sheet for the year 2018 and financial statement for the year 2017 and 2018 by the applicant. This motion was duly seconded by Honorable Albert C. Atilano Sr. This report
Simon siya. Session is resumed. Proceed, Member Olaso.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the approval of this report, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Seconding, Members Dalipe, Nuño, Pareja, Perez, Valesco, Tilano, De La Cruz, Vincent Polilago, Pio. Comment, objection, there being none, the same is hereby approved.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Member Lasso. Next item.
Next, H.2, Committee on Good Government per meeting held on October 8, 2020 regarding various administrative cases referred to the committee. May we recognize Member Umaga?
Member Umaga is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, as the report was included in the agenda, I move for the acceptance of the report, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Seconding, Members Dalipe, Pio, Pareja, De La Cruz, Perez, Valesco, Nuño, Hanapi, Olaso, Gingona. Comment, objection, there being none, report is hereby accepted.
Thank you,
Proceed,
Mr. Chair. On the recommendation, Mr. Chair, because there are already a retraction on the complaint against the punong barangay of Barangay Pagmukutan with the case number of CHR 9-2016-0665, the committee, Mr. Chair, recommends the dismissal of the case. I move accordingly, Mr. Chair.
Any second? Seconding, Members Pareja, Tilano, De La Cruz,
Second.
Polilago, Perez,
Second.
Pio, Alavar,
Hanapi.
Nuño, Hanapi, Olaso, Gingona, Valesco. Comment, objection, there being none, the same is hereby approved. Next item.
As other cases, Mr. Chair, needs to be investigated, so I think I move for the approval of the report, Mr. Chair.
Hindi na kailangan. Hindi na kailangan. Ongoing pa naman yung ito.
Ongoing pa yun.
There's no need.
For the report, Mr. Chair.
Yes, the only recommendation is the dismissal of the one case. The others may continue to be heard by the committee until its disposition. So that's the only recommendation in the committee report.
The only recommendation, Mr. Chair, I move for the approval already.
For approval of
Second.
seconding, Members Nuño, Bingona, Catilano,
Hanapi.
Hanapi, De La Cruz, Juan Clima Coelago, Pio, Pareja, Olaso. Comment, objection, there being none, the same is hereby approved. Next item.
Item I, unfinished business, none. Item J, business of the day, J1, letter dated October 5, 2020 of the Executive Assistant 4 of the City Mayor, respectfully transmitting the letter dated September 30, 2020 of Engineer Choli E. Roble, District Engineer of the DPWH, Region 9, informing that the reinstallation of thermoplastic lanes markings for the existing pedestrian lanes and other lane markings in all national road is currently ongoing. However, their office can only schedule such activities to be done on areas within their areas of responsibility. Road sections classified as barangay roads as well as national roads which have been placed under contract for various projects are outside of their purview of their jurisdiction for appropriate actions. Noted and filed, Mr. Chairman.
Noted and filed. Next item.
J.2, letter dated October 5, 2020 of the Executive Assistant 4, Office of the City Mayor, respectfully transmitting the memorandum dated September 24, 2020 of the Regional Director Kayamambao Dia of the DPWH Region 9, addressed to the District Engineer of the same office, directing the DPWH District Engineer, the City, to coordinate and instruct the assigned projects engineer to look into the matter and ensure the timely completion of the projects along the mentioned highways for appropriate action. Noted and filed, Mr. Chairman.
Noted and filed.
J3, noted and filed.
J3.
Yes.
J3, noted and filed.
Your Honor, please, Member Jimenez is on the line. He wants to go back to item H.2 because apparently he had lost his connection through internet because he wants to raise some matters. Talile? Okay na. Sir, kunin kami kuntigo na mic.
Loudspeaker.
Loudspeak. Conversa ya to na mic ya to.
Okay, I have no connection because of the loss of
Hindi klaro.
Ayala, Mirin Ayala. Mr. Chairman, good morning and the rest of the honorable members. I'd like to just make some observations on the report. And I think we should study this very well. One, I have two matters to discuss. One is the virtual participation of a member when the Committee on Good Government is convened. It must be emphasized that when the Committee on Good Government is convened for purposes of hearing administrative complaints or cases, that committee do not strictly perform legislative power. They perform quasi-judicial functions. And if we follow, that brings me to the second point, and if we follow the procedure that must be observed by the committee in the conduct of its performance of such quasi-judicial function, it should strictly follow the procedure set forth in the local government code as implemented by the rules that the Sangguniang has approved under then chairman of the Committee on Good Government, the distinguished attorney Melchor Sadain, and among which, from the filing of the complaint, the submission of the response or answer, the preliminary conference, which is where markings of evidence is required, and in so doing, if a member of such committee participate virtually, he is not in a position to examine the document when it is being marked, especially as to signatures of the parties concerned. Two, a virtual participation of a member in the conduct of the committee, he cannot also observe the deportment of any person appearing to testify or at least for clarificatory questions being asked. I observed in the report that there will be a 10-day period to conduct investigations. Well and good, well taken. But how could you observe the deportment the behavior, the credibility of a person appearing before the committee, testifying even on a preliminary matter or more on answers to clarificatory questions when a member of the committee participates virtually. It is my considered opinion, colleagues, that the rule that we have approved, that a member of this Sangguniang Panlunsod could participate virtually in any committee hearing, to my mind, cannot apply when the Committee on Good Government convenes. Lately, I went over this rule, and I so believe that the members of the Committee on Good Government, when it is being convened, must personally appear in the conduct of that meeting of the Committee on Good Government, acting and performing quasi-judicial functions. So I therefore, Mr. Chairman, humbly would bring this matter to the attention of the Committee on Rules to study this, whether we have really to further amend the rules on the virtual participation of a member of the Sangguniang Panlunsod, especially in the conduct when the Committee on Good Government is convened, requiring the physical presence of the member of the committee when such committee is convened. I therefore move, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, I so move that this matter, my concern, be referred to the Committee on Rules for further study and possible amendment to the rule on virtual participation of a member of the Sangguniang in any committee hearing. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Seconding, members Villaflores, De La Cruz,
Second.
Nuño, Umaga,
Second, Hanapi.
Hanapi, Olaso,
Second Vice, Second Gingona.
Gona. Comment? Member Pio, also seconding. Member Juan Clima Coelago.
Mr. Chairman, may I finally say this? May I say that I would like to invite the attention of the Committee on Good Government through its distinguished chairman that the procedure set forth, which we have strictly observed in the conduct of the procedure to be taken when that Committee on Good Government is convened, should be strictly followed. We have strictly followed that from the time, I would repeat, then Chairman, the distinguished lawyer Melchor Sadain started the matter, and when I came in, I followed that up. I strictly observed that. And I do hope that the committee will strictly follow that, so we will not be exposed to any administrative liability for ignorance